first time I met AJ was at a place called the Brewery in Placentia, and I was actually on a date with another guy.
It was kind of awkward because I really wanted to talk to her, but ended up talking to the both of them and somehow invited two people that I didn't know to a adult slip and slide party.
And this is like the middle of November, so no, I didn't want to go to a slip and slide party. So later that night, nothing really panned out.
The first time we really interacted with each other was the second time I met her.
It was about a month later, we were at the brewery again, and I immediately knew how bad it looked, being there a second time with another guy. But once we made eye contact from across the room, I told him, I flat out like yelled it, and I was like, I'm not on a date, like come on over.
The first night hanging out at the brewery was really cool. We exchanged phone numbers. It's like this stupid rule where like if you meet a girl, you can't call her for like 3 days or whatever it is. I didn't care. I called her that night to like see if she got home safe. And we started talking, and like I ended up just sitting in my driveway for like the next 45 minutes talking to her.
From then on, it was just craziness, like full of laughter. We hit it off really well.
Oh, and we also sealed the deal for like making another date, like our first date that same night. So yeah, it was cool.
Our first date, we went to K1 Speedway. AJ was big into racing, and we thought that would be a pretty good date. I was really afraid because I've never been go-kart racing before, so I was totally afraid of hitting the wall. So luckily I didn't hit the wall.
Kicked her ass in K1. And then we went back to my house and just talked the whole night. It's really cool. Like learned a lot about her even more that night.
We had a lot of fun, and I guess I was excited to see where it would go.
We went on a hike in Florida. I can't remember the name of the place. Laila's really good about remembering stuff like that.
Wakiwa National Springs or something like that. And we went hiking or walking around the lake. And I don't know if you know, but Florida's very flat, so there's not really hiking, it's like walking.
And there was a bunch of turtles and stuff. And we get to this point, and she ran up to the edge of the lake and was like, "Turtles!"
And as soon as I said that, all of them jump in the water. And so while we're waiting for the turtles to come back, AJ messes around in his backpack.
Yeah, I totally thought it'd be like a movie where I'd say this like super long speech about how we've known each other for such a short period of time.
And I turn around and he's on one knee and he's like, "Question for you."
I don't know why, but like my thought process just went like stupid. And I just went, "Question for you," instead of like, "Hey, will you marry me?" or like something sweet and like romantic. Like, "I've known you for this long." Like in my head, I wanted to say something like that, but I didn't say it. I just like, "Hey, question for you," you know? It came off totally stupid, but whatever. She thought it was kind of funny.
So of course I said yes, but I was still kind of in shock, so I didn't cry initially.
In my head, like I thought she'd be like an emotional crier, all this fun stuff that like I was like, okay, cool, yeah, she's feeling it. But no, she just like took the ring, looked at it, and she's like, "Oh my God, yes, I'll do it." I'm like, okay.
It wasn't until like that night that I actually cried, and he was happy when I cried.